Hello everybody, I'm going to recommend a spraying technique for all of you that are trying to have a really nice scent bubble when you're applying fragrances. So this is what I typically do. I'll go skin and clothes. So I'll do one behind each ear. I'll go the back of my neck. I used to do my hair, but people were talking about how the alcohol can dry your hair. And I haven't seen any dryness, but I just don't want to chance it. And then what I would do is go one behind each shoulder blade. I know that was two, but I didn't think the first spray actually came out. And then 5, right? So what this does is when somebody gets close to you and they give you a hug, they could still smell your fragrance because, they're right by your head and then the spray is right here. And with the neck, it's nice because, or the back of your neck, it's nice because when you're walking by somebody, it leaves a great scent trail. And that's even more amplified by the 2 sprays you have behind your shoulders. Now, I know some people like to spray it up here too, and I do that as well occasionally, but I've taken a liking to just doing it on the backs of my shoulders because I like having that nice scent trail. And when somebody's right next to me and they're just like passing by, they smell it. So when people are in front of me, when they're behind me, when they're next to me, it encapsulates your smell really, really nicely. Now, I will say lately that I have been taking a liking to spraying the fragrance solely on clothes, because sometimes I don't want to spray it on skin. So I'll just have it, like on the backs of my shoulders, like I showed you, here on my collar. I'm not going to spray it right now. But then also, like if I'm wearing a sweater, sometimes on my sleeve, I'll just go a couple times on each sleeve. But let me tell you that it always, always, always depends on the kind of fragrance you're spraying. Okay, I know 3 to 5, and 5 is a general rule, but if you have a weak performing scent like La Nuit de l'Homme, you can easily push past 10. But if you're wearing a fragrance that's a beast, like Risala by Arabian Oud, and you have more of a sensitive nose, I cannot do more than like 1 spray of this fragrance, because doing 3 of this is just nauseating to me personally. Yes, you will have a nice scent trail, but I've noticed that even when I've done 1 spray of this scent, it's still filled up the whole entire room. So this is some serious juice. So of course, just, when you pick your fragrance, see, how strong it is, and then tweak that to how many sprays you do. Now, if you're wondering why I don't apply directly on my neck like this, it's because I actually saw a video, and I believe it was from Mr. Raja Dove himself, where he said when you like not to spray the fragrance on your neck because, the neck can age pretty quickly, and then putting alcohol on there consistently can just make your neck age fast. Same with like, the chest area and stuff like that. So that's why I do it behind my ears, because also like when it's a strong fragrance and it's like right here, you can't really escape it. And I like kind of having it away from my nose, whereas like where it'll just kind of waft occasionally, instead of just always be in my business where I'm like, oh my God, this is too much, so I just do it behind my ears, the back of my neck, and then the backs of my shoulder blades. But I hope that helped. And even if you do those 5 sprays, and you're noticing that it's still not performing well, hit those same spots again. So if like, I literally did it with La Nuit de l'Homme. If you watched my previous video where I sprayed this fragrance, that was the first 5, and then this video was the next 5. So I have around 10, 11 sprays of this on me right now, and I definitely smell it pretty much everywhere. So if you're still not smelling anything, triple down on those same spots, because it just really helps to radiate the fragrance. You're hitting the same spots. And if you're wondering why I recommended, like 1 behind each ear, and it's because they're pulse points. So pulse points, like it helps heat up easier, and then it helps to radiate the fragrance as well. So I know that people like to spray on their wrists, and that's totally fine. For me, I don't really like spraying on my wrists too much, because for me, I'm like always washing my hands, and it's a bit close, so I don't really want to when I'm washing my hands, I tend to like wash this whole entire area. So to me, it doesn't really do any good. But just as long as you're not rubbing in your fragrance, you should be fine. And if you're wondering why you shouldn't, I've made a lot of videos about that, so you could just check that out on my page. But long story short, it can mess with the performance of your scent, and it can also potentially take off some of the top notes of your fragrance. So it's just, you don't need to force your scent into your skin. It will just go there naturally. And the way that I relate this, I'm just explaining it anyways, but if, you know, when you graffiti on a wall of graffiti, you know, when you're spray painting and stuff like that, right? When you're spray painting on a wall, after you're done spray painting, do you really rub it in like that to make sure it's really in the wall, or do you just like let it sit? That's the same thing I relate with fragrances, where when you spray it, just let it breathe, let it sit on your skin. It's not gonna go anywhere. You don't need anything to force it down. For people that like to apply makeup, when you finish your look and then you put on the setting spray, do you dab in your setting spray and rub in your setting spray to make sure it really got soaked in and everything's perfect? You don't, right? You never touch that stuff. So same with a fragrance. Once you spray it, just leave it. There is no need to touch it or do anything like that. Everything will blend the way it's supposed to naturally on your skin. So anyways, I hope this video helped, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.